Hi, my name's Cameron Carlson with AnimeLocation.tv. I'm here at Matsuricon 2019 with Miss Luci Christian. How you doing?
Hello, I'm doing great. Thank you so much.
You know, it's been wonderful. Anime on Location hasn't had the chance to see you in over 14 years. It was all the way back at Otakon 2005. How have you been since then? I know that life has moved along. We've gotten married. We've had children. Everything's great. And actually, one of your children helped you with the Hurricane Harvey relief video that you put out.
That's exactly right. Yeah, it's been a minute. And life has been just crazy, you know, and even back then, I don't know that I could have foreseen how my career has sustained itself and gone, I mean, all kinds of wonderful things. But yeah, I took a break to have my babies and I dropped out of the con scene for about 5 years. So there were a lot of people very frustrated walking around with Oron things without any honeys. So when I came back, that was kind of the first order of business. But it's just been wonderful. And especially now to get back in the swing of cons and be meeting so many people and doing so much. Certainly the popularity of my hero is just making this a brand new day. It's just really exciting.
As I say, I remember when you took that break, it was everybody's like, no, honey. I'm like, listen, man, she's got things. She's got to take care of them.
Yes. Yes.
Now, way back in the day when you first started at ADV and some of your other big roles, you always got to play off Miss Monica Rial. Yeah. What was it like when you always got to play off of her? Because the one scene the one role I always remember is when you guys were in Mezzo. And she was the lover of the original character from the show. And then, yeah, so she was the jaded lover, and you guys had to have a battle in the park. Yeah. That's actually one of my favorite scenes of the two of you, like, because you got to be like opposite sides. 9 times out of 10, you're together. This was one of the first times you guys actually had to like fight each other. So was it like always getting the chance to like always hear Monica in your ear while you're doing your role?
Well, Moni is one of my favorite people. And because we go so far back, and we were at ADV Kids, and I mean, I learned everything I know from ADV and my time there. And Monica and Greg were the ones that were kind of my keepers at all of the early conventions and stuff. It's wonderful to get to play with her. Monica is such a versatile actress, and she's such a generous person. She's always been, and you're right, we usually play like friends in shows, best friends and things like that. But it's always very comforting to have her in my ear. And she's just always been that for me, just so fun. And she's the kind of person, most of us are, that work with each other a lot, where we push each other with our performances to be better. You hear your friends in the shows and you go, my friends are awesome. I want to be as good as my friends. And that's what's happening even now. Like when I watch shows, when I watch My Hero, when I watch Attack on Titan, when I watch these shows, I go, these people are amazing. What? And it just makes me want to, like, I don't know, it makes me grateful that I get to be in this, you know? Yeah.
Like I said, I'm going to keep nerding out with you. So another fun show that I had fun with you was D. Gray Man. And I'm going to be honest, I personally haven't picked up season 3 and 4, but you happened to jump back in there playing with rocket boots and a long green hair. So what was it like jumping back into that?
Well, I'm so glad it came back. Yeah. And what is with, like, it cracks me up, these shows that have these long hiatuses, and then suddenly there's a gift of a new season. And it's so dark. Yeah. It's really, really dark. And it's a gift. I mean, and Lena Lee's storyline has become very dark, and she's had to grow up in some ways. And I would just really like it. I love the opportunity to see them played out. Yeah. You know, so often with shows, you get what you get. Yeah. And I really like that the Japanese are continuing to add to some of these stories.
In depth and level and character growth.
Yes, yes.
So another film that really hit me hard because I come from a divorced family was Boy and the Beast. And you get to start off in the role as a little boy, and you get to go into that world and meet John Swayze's character for the first time, and Ian Sinclair giving you a hard time for being a human. And so then later on in the film, you know, Eric Vale picks it up and he becomes the adult version of you. So what was it like working on that show, knowing it's multi-depth and you know, giving a little bit of a voice to some people? Like I said, I come from a divorced family, and I kind of felt some of the same feelings the main character was going through. So what was it like when you got to be the little boy that tells John Swayze, knock it off, get your act together, and start training me?
It was an honor. I mean, that movie is gorgeous, and the work was already. I already knew it was such a great show that to be allowed to do that was just a true honor. And I really loved Kyuta. I like to call him that. I mean, I know that it's not his real name, but it's who he is for so much of the movie and who he gets to be. And I'm with you. I think he runs away because he has no control over his own life. Right. And he takes this chance and ends up somewhere and gets to have a family, a weird family, but a family of sorts. And that speaks to a lot of us. Aside from the fact that the movie is gorgeous to look at.
The music's wonderful.
It's lovely. It's lovely, lovely. And John, let's just toot that horn. He's phenomenal. He's so good.
He has a lot of depth to him.
His Kumatetsu is really, really something special. And I think we both tried to walk that line. It's not a sappy movie.
No, it's not.
And these are not storybook people.
No, they're not.
They have a very fraught relationship. And it's always that. And it grows into respect and love, but it still looks like itself. It's not like some after school special kind of love. Parental love, not quite.
Alrighty, now another dual role, and it's actually one of my favorites, and I know that it's one of his beginning roles, was Micah Solusad and you were in Bertie the Mighty. And you guys had to play off each other because you had to literally switch body throughout a lot of the show. It's actually one of my favorites, actually, that I don't know why I just didn't get enough love. No, but it was just a very good show all the way around. And what was it like, knowing that Micah being one of his very first roles and that you're like the veteran that comes in to help him and then, you have to switch bodies. So what was it like working on that show?
I have super fond memories of that show for a couple of reasons. One, Micah was kind of new and kind of nervous, and it's always great. New blood is good. It is a great thing. It brings energy to the studio and to the properties and the titles. And I don't know if you see Micah, he's like this small guy, right? But he plays a guy so great. He's so good. And I thought he did such a great job. Also, on Bertie, that was the last show I did before I had my second baby. And so I was recording that show humongous. I was so large. And it was so empowering to get to play such a bad A girl lady in that physical state. I was like, I like playing make-believe today.
Like I said, it's actually one of my favorites. I still watch it from time to time, and I actually cry at the third episode with Tatum. Tatum's character, I always cry at that one because you know that he had to give you up in order to make you grow better, and it's really emotional. So another fun series that is emotional in some respects is Fruits Basket. You guys got to come back. You're now being directed by Miss Caitlin Glass. What's it like to now come back and work on that, knowing that there's a huge fan community of it?
Well, so the best part about that is I was not in the original. Right. And so I'm ecstatic to be a part of that show because you ask a lot of people at cons, what's your favorite or your first favorite or whatever, and Fruits Basket is always up there. It's just this lovely title that is always going to be just an A title. Everybody's going to love it. So when I got to read for Hiro, Caitlin was like, it's this great role. He is such a turd. But it's great, and he's great. And I was like, okay. And yes, I'm ecstatic. And it just dropped yesterday, my episode.
Oh, really? Just yesterday?
Yes, just yesterday. And so true to form, people online, general consensus that I saw online was like, he's such a brat. Except I love him. And so I'm honored I get to bring that brat to life. That's great for English audiences. Yes.
Another role that I actually love that you took on was being Dunanute in Appleseed. How is it to take on that role, knowing that it's such a classic anime series, and on top of that you took it on in the second series, which was kind of fun because you had to have two people that were your lover, but one was human, one was the robot. So you had that weird. Wait, So how is that like taking on Dunanute, knowing that she's a very empowering female character in the manga and anime universe? She's like always up there as like these classic 80s anime figureheads?
A tremendous honor. And I was terrified. Because at the time, I wasn't cast a lot as strong women. I was cast a lot as boys and young girls and energetic people. And so getting to play her was a challenge. It was kind of a test for me. And I will never forget that the first time I worked on that show, I mean, the Japanese producer, everybody is there with you, and they're just staring at you. And I was so nervous that they weren't. I mean, they cast me, but I was still nervous. I was just like, what if it's not going to work out? And I still get that. You may not know, but we still, even if we have all this experience, you're like, is this the day I'm recast? Is this the day I'm horrible? But the Japanese people were there, and this is a true story. In the opening scene, there's this scene where the church is being blown up, everything is happening, and Dunan is running, she's trying to make it under a door, and then she comes up, and the director, Stephen Foster, was like conferring with the Japanese, and he goes, we need you to be like, when you're running toward the door, like, running faster. And then I was like, okay. So nervous. So I'm doing it, and I'm like, running faster. And I look out there and I can't see anything because they're all laughing. Like they're all like, and I'm going, what? So Stephen Foster comes up over the table and he goes, I meant for you to act like you're running faster. Don't say running faster. Which is, it's a totally like acting 101 ridiculous thing. But I was so nervous that I was like, oh yeah. Okay. That happened. See, I'm making everybody laugh. Ridiculous. I'm professional. It's great.
Alrighty, so.
And there was Aramaki-san right there, just like,
At least you got the guy to direct.
Japanese man, right? God.
Alrighty, so another fun thing is that you have some upcoming titles you might want to promote for some of your wonderful fans out there. What can you talk about at this time?
At this time, there are some things that have finally come out very, very recently that I'm glad. Like I was holding the Fruits Basket thing close to the chest for a while. I was also holding, there is a remake of Saint Seiya that has come out on Netflix, and I'm in it. I'm Sean, and she's one of the Knights of the Zodiac. She used to be Shun.
Yeah.
And that was a dude. But in this retelling, Shun is Sean, and I play her. But I was sitting on that for the longest time going, even when I auditioned, I was like, I didn't know it was Saint Seiya.
Yeah, well, they're always going to use code names.
Right, you don't know.
Yeah.
And so I'm working on it going, I recognize this. What are we doing? But that was kind of big. I'm glad that that's out. What else? Nothing else springs to mind. There are a couple of Korean things that we've done, like my giant nerd boyfriend and stuff like that on webtoons that I got to do, and they are awesome. Let's Play and my giant nerd boyfriend, and they're awesome. You should go check those out. They were fun, and the Korean people were so fun to work with. Wow. All the producers and everybody were really rad.
Well, you normally don't hear about Korea being involved in the anime industry, so that's really cool. Thank you.
Super cool, right?
Yeah. Now, okay, is there a way for fans to keep up with you online? And a final message for fans. I know you have a Twitter, and you're active on there.
Twitter. I can twit and tweet at Luci, Luci, loves Mike, M-I-C, which is kind of a joke because my husband's name is Michael, and I talk into a microphone. Anyway. And that is also my Instagram handle. And that's where I am. Facebook is for family, and it's too political anyway. Nobody wants to go there.
So what final message would you love to give the fans that have been keeping up with you since the early days of ADV, now into Funimation, and all your other web series and web shows? So what message would you love to give to all of them?
I would just say thank you for sticking around. Thank you for making this industry such an inclusive space to be and being so welcoming. We come to conventions, and I learned a long time ago that I'm fortunate to be in this industry. I'm here out of the goodwill of the fandom, And coming to cons is where we get to see that it's just a place where everybody can come and enjoy the thing we all love and get to kind of play act for a little while that we're magical, brave people. And I am down for that as long as you will have me.
I will always have you at a convention, Lucy. I will always have you.
Thank you.
Anyways, thank you again for coming out and joining me. Thank you so much.
Bye, you guys.